Hello and welcome to our class today on tenses. So today we are going to be looking at the present perfect continuous tense. Well, what exactly is the present perfect continuous tense? Well, the present perfect continuous tense is a tense that we use when we're speaking about an action which began at some point in the past, has continued until the present, and is still continuing in the present. Important tense in English. Let's take a look at how we can structure this tense. So what is the structure of the tense? So we begin with our subject. And then we add have or has. Then we add been. Which is the past participle of the verb to be. And then we use the continuous form of the verb with the ing suffix. Okay, so subject, have or has, plus been, plus verb, and ing suffix. You might be thinking, well, in what situation should we use have, and in which situations should we use has? Well, this would depend. The only case in which we would use has is if we're referring to the third person singular. What do I mean by third person singular? Well, it could be a third person pronoun like he, she, or it, or perhaps somebody's name like James or Amy, names in the third person, or the singular form of an object like pen or phone or wall, etc. These would all come under the bracket of the third person singular. In any other situation, we would use have. Okay? Let's take a look at an example to understand how we can use the present perfect continuous tense in action. All right? So I could say John has been learning English for 2 years. John has been learning English for 2 years. So does this follow our structure? Well, we have our subject, John. We have our have or has, in this case has. And remember, as discussed earlier, we've used has because it's an individual's name, and so it's third person singular form. We've then used our past participle of be, been, and then we've used the verb in ing form, in this case the verb to learn, with its ing suffix at the end there. Okay, so this will be an example of a sentence being used in present perfect continuous tense. Let's take a look at another example. We have been working at the company since 2015. Okay, so does this follow our structure? Well, we have our subject, we. In this case, it's have, And it's not has, because remember, we is not third person singular, instead it's first person plural. So it's have. And we have a past participle of be, been, and then we have the verb work in a continuous form with the ing suffix there at the end. So yes, this would also be an example of a sentence which is being used according to present perfect continuous tense. So as we can see in both of these examples, they are events which began in the past. In the case with our first example, it would be 2 years in the past. And in the case of the second example, the date of 2015 is given. And then those events have continued until the present and then are still continuing in the present. So hopefully that resolves some of your questions regarding the present perfect continuous tense, and feel free to ask me any questions if you'd like to know more. Thank you very much for watching.